and leave that inheritance.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I love the leave the inheritance part. Listen, you are dropping some major nuggets. And I know a lot of what you're saying is resonating with a lot of people. But I think we're all curious. How did you even make this transition into the speaking and coaching arena? What's the story behind this?
So I started out in finance, and I realized that a lot of people don't necessarily go after their dream life because of the lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it.
If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that?
Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Wise.
It's time for you to start bossing in social media. For all your social media needs, you've come to the right place at the right time to get your website designed, landing page, social media platforms, and get the training you need to get in front of the people that's ready to buy your products and services. Let me train you with StreamYard, Zoom, Clubhouse, and much more. And let me help you get your virtual professionals, not assistants, because assistants can only assist you, but the virtual professionals can give you that professional flavor that you need to expand your reach and increase your revenue. Jump on in and get in where you fit in and start boxing today.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America. And my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million+ women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
Are you aware that showing off your expertise can gain customers and position you as an expert in your industry? Consumers need confidence to purchase, so let us showcase your knowledge by interviewing you for a 3 to 5 minute video. We'll position you as an industry expert with a customized interview-style video, and for a limited time, we'll cover all production costs. Click this ad or call now for all the information. You'll want to experience the same 5-star service our customers love. So take advantage of this one-time offer. Click this ad or contact us now.
I'm Ramon Gray, founder of Smart Hustle Magazine and smallbiztechnology.com.
You're here today to celebrate small business success. Stand up on your feet.
For me, success comes from failure. One thing not to do is shake somebody's hand like this.
I'm Kennedy Harris. My genius is being an entrepreneur. I'm the CEO of K-Lock, a company where I develop my very own line of kids supplements. I currently market my multivitamin for kids to help combat weak immunity. During the pandemic, research has shown that having a strong immune system is key to fighting off disease. My vitamins are for kids, but adults can benefit from them as well. I'm adding a proprietary blend to my supplement line. I want to create my own blend so that I have a competitive edge in the marketplace. Staying healthy is important to me so that we live longer and have healthier lives. My website is klockproducts.com. That is Klock. Genius is common.
Ladies and gentlemen, and fellow professionals, please allow me to introduce myself. I am David Jones, the co-founder and CEO of the Hello LLC, where I am passionately dedicated to guiding individuals and businesses toward their own return on time investment. Time is my only competition. With over 20 years of experience as a corporate C-level executive, I bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the Hello LLC. My career journey has been marked by a relentless pursuit of excellence in marketing, strategy, and business management leadership. I have had the privilege of working with renowned Fortune 500 companies such as Xerox, American Airlines, Hilton, and Geico. However, what truly drives me is the transformational work we do at the Hello LLC. We are pioneering a new approach to business in the metaverse, where we empower businesses and individuals to build strong foundations, automate their processes and systems, while thriving in the ever-evolving digital landscape. More than just a 3D digital marketing agency, the Hello LLC is truly a community built on love, kindness, and integrity. We want more for you than from you. As I often say, collaboration is the new competition. In an era where time is the most precious commodity, I am here to guide you toward your own return on time investment, because if time was sold in stores, it would be sold out. With a deep commitment to excellence and a strong belief in the power of community, I don't just lead a company, I lead a movement into the future of business. Ladies and gentlemen, it is both an honor and a pleasure to be your guide on this remarkable journey. I am David Jones, and together, we will embrace a future marked by success, collaboration, and the transformative work we do at the Hello LLC. Hello stands for helping everyone live life optimally. So, let's make that pivot together and start living life optimally today.
You are in the right place at the right time. The Black Business Network opens again for its Black Business Olympics, a 24/7 broadcast on business, strategies, global branding, social media marketing, finance, advertisement, and much, much more. Featuring the top, most powerful entrepreneurs and speakers and thought leaders from all around the world as they gather together for this phenomenal event. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the metaverse, STEM City, USA, Black Multiverse, Pod TV, Roku, Hulu, iHeartRadio, Apple TV, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Google Podcasts, Facebook, LinkedIn, IBM TV, Spotify, and Twitch. Tune in today and be a part of this amazing movement. The Black Business Olympics welcomes you.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. do you support black businesses? Listen, I support black business because I am black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am black business.
Good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is G. Hightower, Chief Purpose Strategist and CEO of Real Love Nation. I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community which shares its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our keynote speaker for this afternoon is Mr. Victor V. Johnson. Victor is a highly rated, inspirational, and transformational speaker. He's a youth advocate, business coach, real estate entrepreneur, and published author based out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He is also the community outreach coordinator on the mortgage team for Prosperity Bank, where he develops strategies to create more homeowners in the Black communities of Texas and Oklahoma. Victor spent 17 years managing and developing dozens of leaders in call centers, leading teams, processes, and relationships. At age 41, he began his rental property portfolio, and at age 44, he published his first book. His book is entitled Proven Pathways to Wealth and Happiness. Since then, Victor has impacted well over 250,000 lives through his stage appearances, his Mindset Monday posts, his YouTube channel, and his Create Your Future Self. He now has 8+ years of experience as a professional speaker, real estate entrepreneur, and business and real estate investing coach, having created dozens of successful real estate investors. Victor works with groups, organizations, schools, and other organizations around the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Victor V. Johnson. We are so honored to have this awesome gentleman here today. He is going to equip us, empower, and encourage us with some awesome information that I believe is going to be life-changing. Mr. Victor Johnson, it is a pleasure to have you here. So welcome to the Black Business Network. How are you today?
I'm outstanding, Mr. Hightower. Brother, you are smooth, man. I appreciate you having me on today.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to have you. As we say here at the Black Business Network, genius is common. So, Mr. Victor, I want you to go ahead and share a little bit about your journey. I definitely am honored to have a fireside chat with you, but as I have been blessed to introduce you, I want to give you a minute or two to introduce yourself and just share with us a little bit about how you started on this journey versus the normal path, which is employment, but you chose a different path, which is to help people move from employment to actually start building wealth. Tell us about that journey, Victor.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again. So my name is Victor Vonico Johnson. My dad was an avid reader. That middle name comes from a Black Spaniard named Vonico that was part of the Lewis and Clark expedition that discovered Arizona and New Mexico, that part of the country. So Victor Vonico Johnson. And yes, I am currently a published author. My book is called Proven Pathways to Wealth and Happiness, available on Amazon and also on my website, bethevictor.us. How did I get here? What caused me to write a book, to get out here and start serving the community about home ownership and the importance of investing in real estate. Well, not too long ago, probably 2015-ish, actually before that, 2013, I had a credit score that was in a very low 500s. I'm talking about I could not finance cars, wasn't able to buy a house at that time. And the crazy thing about it is I was making well over about $80,000 at that time, which if you think back to 2013, that wasn't a bad dime for you to make on a paycheck, on a job. And so even with that earning, I was living paycheck to paycheck. You're watching me, you're listening to me. Somebody out there can relate to that. Making good money, living paycheck to paycheck. Well, me personally, my issue was the same issue that many of you have. We were trying to impress others. I'm driving nice cars, maxing out money on car notes and putting rims on my car. I'm paying top dollar rent, eating out as often as I can. I already had a wife and some kids, so I was definitely in that lifestyle of a family, taking care of my family, but I still wasn't managing my money correctly. I was, again, living paycheck to paycheck. I would make big bonus checks, and that lifestyle creep would kick in. And so I finally, one day, we were taking a road trip. At the time, I was living in Atlanta. My family and I, we took a road trip down to Orlando, Florida. It's about an 11 or 12-hour drive from Atlanta. And so my credit was so bad, I was unable to even rent out or book out a rental car before that trip, right? So I had to wait till I got paid Friday, shot over to the rent-a-car place, swipe my debit card, get a rent-a-car, and pack my kids up and my wife, and we rode down to Orlando for really a 3-day weekend because I got to get back to work. I didn't have a lot of vacation hours, couldn't book out the hotel until we got down there. So I'm speeding down to Florida, and of course, I get a speeding ticket because I'm trying to rush down there and get down there. So I'm creating more debt even in that situation. We get down to Florida. I book out a decent hotel. I won't even say it was a great hotel. My kids probably didn't realize that it was a decent hotel, but Mrs. Johnson knew it was just a decent hotel at best. And so we scraped up a few dollars to have a little bit of a good time for that Saturday, Sunday morning. We pack it up. We heading back to Atlanta so I can get back to work on Monday. So we're riding back to Atlanta, and my kids are sleeping in the back seat, all slumped over on each other. Look over at my wife. She's asleep as well. And in one moment, I caught my own eyes in that mirror. And I did not like the man that I saw in that rearview mirror. I didn't like that man as a father, as a husband, as a provider. You know, I shouldn't be living that way at that time in my mid-30s. And so I decided when we got home, everybody got settled in, washed up, ate, and they went to bed. I stayed up, pulled out a notepad, and decided to write down the obstacles that were getting in the way of me being the man that I wanted to be, and also the things that that man would do. What kind of books would he read? How would he manage his money? Where would he work? Would he be in business? What kind of husband and father would he be? So those were two different sides of the page, and that ultimately became my to-do list. Fast forward, I got my credit together through some very specific steps that I outlined in my book, Proven Pathways to Wealth and Happiness, some very specific things. I got my discipline down packed. You know, success and failure lies within your daily habits. So I changed my daily habits, maybe cut out a few friends or things that were going on, changed some habits, some bad habits that weren't serving me well. And ultimately, my credit score got better. We purchased our first home. I got better jobs because I'm also cultivating better relationships. And with that better job, I increased my income. And ultimately, I got a position that led me to Austin, Texas at the end of 2013. And with that job, I was able to double my salary. We sold the house in Atlanta, so I was able to clear out any remaining debts that I had with the proceeds from the sale of the home. And I'm basically a new man in Texas. I'm starting to become the man that I wanted to be. And I got introduced to rental property investing as I was working at that new job. And at that time, I was able to muster up a few dollars to buy our first rental property down in San Antonio. And in that first property, over the course of 2 years, by increasing the value, with the equity capture that we received, with the market improvements that happened, with the rental dollars that we were pulling in, 2 years later, when we sold that property, When I looked at the actual dollars that I invested, we made about a 300% return on cash investment. And that's when I said, rental properties may be a way for me to go. And so a couple properties later, we picked up a couple more. Again, I'm still working my corporate job. I have a good friend of mine named Lonzy Green. He calls it being an employed entrepreneur. Well, I became an employed entrepreneur, and there's absolutely no shame in that. And so at that time, I was able to, again, pick up a couple more rental properties. And there was one particular day where I was able to close with a mobile notary on 2 rental properties in one day. One notary came at noon. We closed on that property. Another one came at 12:30. We closed on that property. And I ended up posting on social media, God is so good. I'm blessed to have changed some of the habits in my life. And now I was able to close on 2 properties on my lunch break. Well, of course, that attracted quite a bit of attention. And in fact, my sister, who was still in Atlanta, reached out and asked would I start coaching her and some of her girlfriends on how to get that first rental property. And I did that. And after a few calls, I realized that some people were dealing with fear. Others were dealing with credit, financial challenges. Others just didn't know the walk to follow in order to get those rental properties. And so instead of continuing those Zoom calls, I decided to write the book, Proven Pathways to Wealth and Happiness. And I go into the specific steps that I followed, the exact items that I did to improve my credit, how I got a better job, how I was able to build better relationships, and of course, how we got that first rental property investment. I mean, it was an entire mindset shift. And so now I get an opportunity to speak to people out there like you that want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, improve their credit score, start investing in rental properties. I also have a youth program called Create Your Future Self Youth Program, where I'm able to go into colleges, high schools, and middle schools and mentor Black and brown kids or underserved kids on how they can avoid some of the habits that I had in my 20s and early 30s and hopefully get off to a good track. And we teach them about values, passion, purpose, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, real estate, how to project themselves, how to look people in the eye, how to shake hands, how to clean themselves, how to dress properly. And I am so proud of that program. And again, you heard Mr. Hightower mention that I also am the community outreach coordinator for Prosperity Bank. We are a regional full-service bank in Texas and Oklahoma. And my 100% job with Prosperity Bank is to create more Black homeowners in Texas and Oklahoma. So I am very, very blessed to be in this situation. I, again, am a employed entrepreneur, and I am so proud to be that. And you can learn more about me, and we'll talk more about it, but you can learn more about me at BeTheVictor.us. Mr. Hightower, I'm back.
Powerful, Mr. Johnson. I am so honored to hear your story. What a beautiful story, man. Listen, we ought to make this a movie.
Let's go.
Listen, let's make it happen. First of all, thank you so much for your transparency. Thank you for sharing your story. A lot of us want to only share our successes, but really not share the mess that preceded our success. So thank you, brother. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. Share with us, who is the ideal person for you, Mr. Johnson? Who is the ideal person that you want to mentor and coach? Because, a lot of us, we can't see ourselves being both employed and an entrepreneur. Absolutely. So who would be your ideal person?
So that's a great question. So the ideal customer for me is somebody out there that's watching now that is already experienced their corporate career. Maybe they're looking for the second act in life. They're in their late 30s, 40s. They may have even saved a few dollars with their 401k or some other IRA or savings, and they want to start getting into real estate investing, specifically rental property investing, or even entrepreneurship. So I currently get an opportunity to do public speaking at a lot of events where there are entrepreneurs in their 40s and they're looking to take that second act. How do they start building legacy for their families and not only have the money that they've earned in their corporate life, but start building something that can live long beyond themselves? And so that's the ideal client for me with my rental property and entrepreneurship coaching program.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure you've encountered this. You mentioned about even when you were dealing with your sister's friends, and I'm sure other clients that you've worked with along the way,
Yes.
that the number one factor we face is fear. And I want to go ahead and address this elephant, this huge elephant in the room, Mr. Johnson. A lot of us don't trust us.
Yeah.
And so that alone brings about a fear factor that what if this man runs off with my money, or he's shady in a business deal, or the acquisition of the property, something goes awry, and all of a sudden he goes into the witness protection program and I never hear from him again.
Absolutely. Well, the
How
beautiful
do
thing
we help
about
people, Mr. Johnson? How do we help people get past those fears?
Well, first of all, with my program, you are taking your dollars and investing in a property on your own. I don't have a syndication. You're not giving me any money except for the money for my tutelage and my time to guide you on how to do this on your own. And you can follow your own steps from that point. So that takes care of that. But the fear is a hard thing to change. You know, the one thing that I've learned is that we've got to work through that daily. Like, read positive things. Take in shows like this where you can learn more. You got to get the information, get mentored by people. But the fear is really something that they should embrace, because on the other side of fear is that success, is that overcoming, the learning, the opportunity for you to become something better and to create your future self, which is my tagline, create your future self. And it does take a lot of spiritual guidance, whatever your particular spiritual outlet is, but a lot of faith, prayer, hard work. I'm not going to lie and tell you that this is, you just dream it up and the next day it's there. You've got to do the work. And as you start getting little small victories, it builds the momentum for you to build that courage to take the next step. You know, I've learned that the best thing to do is just take the next step and get the information. And it's like the universe supports you, and it just starts clearing the pathway for you to get where you're trying to go. And you've got to be very clear on where that is that you want to go, not worry so much about how you get there, but what it is that you want to accomplish as you're going through that process.
Victor, I love this. You mentioned also about your youth program, your Create Your Future Self youth program. So, of course, quite naturally, there's the adults that you talk to and helping people like myself. We're definitely going to exchange information because I definitely want to be a part of what you're doing, particularly on a community level. I definitely have some ideas and want to sit and collaborate with you. So we'll definitely stay connected.
Sure.
The youth. How do you bring this program into the community to help youth create a future for tomorrow?
Absolutely. So the beautiful thing is with Create Your Future Self youth program, I've been able to get support from a lot of Dallas nonprofit organizations, Big Thought, Dallas City of Learning, some other nonprofits that have partnered with me to do it. It started as a summer youth program. 2020, we thought we were going to be able to bring in about 50 kids in the community. And then, of course, the pandemic happened, and we were actually able to convert it to a virtual program, which it ended up being better because people were sharing it out with family members in other parts of the world. We had 3 countries represented: Africa, Canada, the US, about 13 states that where kids were just zooming in and connecting with each other. And the beauty of this program is that I'm able to partner with a lot of local entrepreneurs and leaders that can help me to facilitate. So it's not just Victor Johnson speaking to these young folks, but we're teaching them different ways that they can get exposed to other careers, cyber security careers, the banking careers, entrepreneurship, real estate, things like that. And so now I've been fortunate enough to partner with many of the school districts in Texas to be able to make this a younger program for 8th grade boys. And we call that one Pathfinders, where they're creating their own pathway in life. And so with Pathfinders, that's character building, entrepreneurship, the financial literacy. And listen, we all know, coming from the Black community, we don't oftentimes get the information about how money works. How do we save properly? What's the disciplines? What is a compound interest? What's the rule of 72? How do you invest in things to make that grow? And so we break it down. We give them fun activities tied around, their life and things that they can relate to help them get excited about money, to get excited about building something, not only for their family, but for their community, and starting to learn how to invest and circulate the dollars back in the Black community. So I'm really excited about that program. And we're always looking for more opportunities to mentor with the Create Your Future Self youth program.
Oh, that's great, Victor. So talk to us about, as a professional speaker, now you have these programs that are going on. As a professional speaker, how does Mr. Johnson position himself to cover other topics? What other topics do you cover as a professional speaker? Someone, we're listening to you today, being a part of this awesome Black Business Network. What other topics would you want them to invite you to cover as a public speaker?
So the areas that I cover are leadership training. I cover development of new supervisors and managers. I have a sales training program. Fortunately, because I spent 17 years in corporate, I was a debt collector. And so I had to manage call center teams. So a lot of the people that are hiring me now are call centers. I'm able to teach them how to manage the minutes in the day to maximize the usage of their teams, how to develop new leaders on their team. So people that are at supervisor level, we train them on how to become directors in their organization, things like that. We're also able to teach leaders, especially those that want to start their own businesses, how to run their business. So for sure, how to market, how to structure your business so that you're not getting in trouble with Uncle Sam, how to ensure that you are building a team and processes and systems that help build your business and help you to scale up. And with my background in the real estate investing, the debt collection area, and now in banking, I'm able to help people to understand what they need to get funding for their businesses. And so that's something that I'm super proud of, because again, oftentimes in our community, we don't get the structure set up. Maybe we didn't have the wherewithal or the finances to go to a business school or finish college. So I'm able to bring in, again, other experts to help me facilitate those trainings to grown-ups and adults as well.
That's awesome, Mr. Johnson. This is incredible information. So the schools, the nonprofit sector, you're working with leadership, team building. How do you help people within an organization if you're going to bring a program to an organization or to, let's say, a school, but we're having inner conflict. We're having conflict that's counterproductive to the organization, whether it's a business, a school, or any other type of organization. How do you help them resolve the conflict so that we can work together to succeed in some of these things that you teach us in terms of economic development and real estate investment? How do you help them?
Great question. So on the corporate side, we want to meet with the executive team first, take a look at the data. Let's look at what you're looking to accomplish, why you're not accomplishing it. And then we kind of see where the gaps are. Sometimes it's a people related thing. Sometimes it's a system related thing. Sometimes it's the leadership that's already currently there. And so we want to be transparent with them about how we can step in and help. We want to look at what they already have in place. From the school level, it's a little bit easier actually, because I'm not a school teacher or an administrator. I'm coming in as a paid vendor, just like if their AC unit or HVAC went out, they're hiring me in as a vendor to come in and do a particular service. And so I'm able to show our curriculum, our Pathways curriculum, or to Create Your Future Self curriculum. And our goal is really to help them with those students that are having behavior challenges, those that are having attendance issues. In the school district, they get paid when students show up. So if students aren't showing up, they are very motivated to find solutions for that. And so we just really want to be transparent about what is your true challenge that you're dealing with. And I'll be the first one to tell you whether or not we can meet that need. But the other beauty of me is that I'm so connected that I'll bring in other resources or find somebody who might be able to meet the need if it's outside of my scope. And so it's just about being very communicative and clear with what their challenges are and what solutions I can bring with my business.
Wow, that's amazing, Mr. Johnson. So in addition to, and I love that because that's in my lane too. I love helping organizations get back. I love what you said. You said, check the data. So let's get back to the vision.
Yes.
What is our ultimate goal? What did we set out to do originally, right?
Yep.
And then how do we get back there? I love what you said, and differentiating between a people issue, whether it's personnel, or a systems issue, or maybe if we need to get rid of leadership.
Hey, they all could be one. It could be all or individual. You never know sometimes.
I love that. So share with me, you mentioned about going to schools. I assume that you also work with colleges and high school level, middle school level as well. Is that correct?
Yes, 8th grade is the lowest grade that we'll work with.
Okay, 8th grade is the lowest grade. Okay, good. So with that, how can schools hire you and your team to come in to help give them information that's going to be really about helping these young people create the future self program within their school, whether it's college, high school, or middle school era?
Absolutely. So they can visit bethevictor.us/create your future self. They want to learn more about how to specifically get into to reach out to me on coming to their schools. One other thing is that I've partnered with another entity, and we're looking at creating a train the trainer situation where teachers can take this framework and train themselves, or administrators can be brought in on their own and they can do this same facilitation. Look, we're not recreating the wheel, but we do want to let them know that a framework that we've followed seems to work very well. Like we're big on having the kids understand about gratitude, and we use mantras, and there's a whole structure that's been set up for that. So we welcome schools. I really, really want to get more schools, because we already know that when students drop out of high school, they have 5 times higher chance of going to prison. We know that if students are not reading by the 4th grade, they're definitely going to jail. So we don't go that far back, but if we got kids in that 8th grade level, right before they go into high school, we're able to catch them and give them some tips on how to be impactful with their values, to understand how the decisions that they make impact those around them, and again, the other students in the community and in their household. And so we really do want to get into more 8th grade classrooms. We just started the Pathfinders program with this school year. It is working phenomenally, but for sure, high schools and colleges have brought me in. With the colleges, it's been more about entrepreneurship and the real estate side. These young folks in their early 20s, they are really excited about entrepreneurship and real estate investing. And so bethevictor.us, you can learn all the ways to contact me for sure there.
I love that, Mr. Johnson. So, of course, many people have a lot of anxiety about, how do I get started? They're at a dead end in their life. They're on a dead end job. They can't stand their job. The car is breaking down. I'm looking at my wife crazy. She's looking at me crazy. How do you get from that place and start going to the path, moving toward the path of prospering or finding your best self? I love what you talked about at the outset of our session today, of our chat today. You talked about writing some things down because you want to become a different man, not looking at this man in the mirror, but a better version of him, right? How do you help people get to that place? Just starting out, what are 3 practical steps, Mr. Johnson, that you could give us to just help people get started?
So number 1, I would for sure have them do that step. Write it down, just brain dump on a sheet of paper. And for me, it was looking at what's the obstacles in your way. And this relies on you to be very transparent with yourself. So if you got to go to a library and close yourself in a room where you're not distracted by others or thinking that somebody's judging you, but write it down. So that would be the first thing. Brain dump on a sheet of paper. Number 2, realize that life is not horrible at this point. Like a sense of gratitude. Write down. So I have an exercise, Mr. Hightower, where every morning, that moment where you're woke, but you're not quite up yet. And, you're aware that you are awake. I just think back the last 24 hours. What am I grateful for? The roof over my head. I had something to eat. My children are healthy. Sometimes it'll be just the fact that I made it to this 24 hours to be here to say that I'm grateful for something. So gratitude is a big part of that. And then the third thing is, I would say, find an accountability partner or a group. I'm part of a group called King's Accountability Group. They're a nonprofit based out of California. We are brothers that want to see each other to be the best version of ourselves. So if you got a group, or find somebody, they don't even have to be somebody that's close in your family. It could be a coworker. It could be a neighbor, somebody that's going to be brutally honest with you about, hey, you said you wanted to get your finances right. Did you put that $100 towards that credit card like you said you was going to do 2 weeks ago when we talked about this? Like, writing your goals down, Be grateful for what you do currently have, because you may realize you got more going on for yourself. And then having that accountability partner, those are just 3 quick nuggets that I would say. And visualize and believe in yourself. I know it seems so simple, but really believe we can do anything. There are no limits on life. So if you can believe in yourself, you can achieve whatever it is that you want to.
I love that, Mr. Johnson. That is amazing. Your goals, sir. What do your goals look like for the next 5 years? I can't believe that our time is just like the road runner. This is amazing. Yes. You've been such a blessing, Mr. Johnson. We probably have maybe about a minute and a half.
Yes.
Tell us really quickly. I want to give you 2 questions. So first of all, share with us, if you can, really quickly, what does Mr. Victor Johnson's journey look like in the next 5 years? And then, of course, please tell us how we can connect with you.
So number 1, I want to impact 10,000 young people through the Create Your Future Self Youth Program, where we've helped them to get through high school and either start a trade, start investing, or go off to college, right? Secondly, from a personal family perspective, we want to acquire 10 acres of land or more where we can build something for our family, couple trailer houses out there for the mama-in-laws and the kids and everybody, where we can all come together and continue to build our family legacy up, right? And then, of course, continue to ensure that there's no debt preventing us from growing our wealth as a family, because we don't want to sell Big Mama's house out there. Make sure you're building wealth and thinking about how you can acquire assets that can be passed down generationally, because I got 2 grandbabies now, so they are my heart. And so those are the personal goals and professional goals that I have for myself. As far as contacting me, again, BeTheVictor.us, be the victor. So be the victor in your own life, BeTheVictor.us. Also on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel, Create Your Future Self on YouTube. And then you see my spelling of my name, Victor Vonico Johnson, on LinkedIn. That's where I drop my Mindset Monday post. Every Monday, I'm giving inspirational nuggets to get people excited about Mondays again and moving forward towards their goals. So those are a few ways you can contact me.
Man, Victor, it has been an absolute pleasure, sir.
Yes.
And one more time, tell us how we can get your book, Proven Pathways to Wealth and Happiness.
On Amazon.com, we're on Kindle. We also have the audio book, which I recorded myself, and the paperback on BeTheVictor.us. You can get that now. And I did want to say one real quick thing. I actually may have an outlet to help with donating some laptops to those 12th graders that you guys want to impact. So let's definitely stay connected. You guys have been so gracious for me, and I want to find a way that I can give back to this community, because Black Business Network, this has been amazing. So thank you.
Absolutely. Mr. Victor Vonico Johnson, it has been an absolute pleasure and honor connecting with you, my brother. We will definitely connect. I will send you my information, and we'll definitely connect, okay?
Thank you, sir. Continue to do what you're doing, man. You are a shining light, my brother.
Thank you, sir. Genius is coming. I will see you on the other side. Wow, what an absolute awesome gentleman. Mr. Victor Vonico Johnson. Listen, he just talked about the laptop, so he has a resource there for us. But listen, we need you to help us as well, because the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students, and you can go if you want to help us. We need your help. Please go to blackbusinessexpousa.com. That's blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or you can use the Cash App that's on the screen below, which is $BBXUSA. That's BBX USA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. And the students, you all can register as well. Boom, go to blackbusinessexpousa.com and you can register there, students, so that we can assist you as well. Listen, family, every dollar counts. Oftentimes we think that maybe I don't have $100 or $500 or $300. Listen, Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to please donate to the Scholarship Fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for today. That's NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, The Hello LLC, Lotus Richer, Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, 5-Star BDM Media, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, Margie McLean Foundation, Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Elaine Shawnee Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and of course, Black Business Expo USA. Once again, family, this is G. Hightower, Chief Strategist and CEO of Real Love Nation. Genius is common. I'll see you on the other side.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
I am from Washington, D.C., but I was raised in Durham, North Carolina. I came to Durham when I was about 5 or 6. And then I travel back and forth to D.C. because it's where my people are from. One of the unique things about my family is my mother, she's also an artist. She does quilting. And she does a lot of artistic things. And then my son, he draws with both hands, his right hand and his left hand like I do. So that's kind of a family trait. And then my other son, he's a videographer. And my daughter, she works, she's a regional vice president for Sunglasses. When you start out drawing and sketching, you want to continue to explore, you know, each avenue. I do pastels, I do pen and ink, I do painting, I do acrylics. I haven't done oils yet, but I try to do all facets of art. What I say to a lot of times to people is, you know, you can't put yourself in a box when you're an artist. You have to explore. And over the course of my life, I've tried to explore different mediums. I also do sculpture as well. I choose my subjects by the intensity that they have in their faces or the intensity that somebody is moving, because I do more than portrait drawings. I also do I do abstract, and then I do figurative drawing also. Well, what happened in this particular show is that I started out trying to come up with something that would be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So I was working on a Barack Obama show, and they wanted me to do some paintings of Barack. And so what I did was, because of the deadlines, I kind of did it kind of fast. And then I realized when I was doing it fast, I enjoyed it. And so then I started doing other pieces the same way, and I started to enjoy those pieces also. And so I came up with this particular style, and it's a style of lines and colors. And what's interesting is that when I was in college, I did a show called Lines, Colors, and I talked about the boldness of the blacks, the hotness of the whites, and this is how this has come about, later on in my life. And the colors comes from a lot of the entertainers that I work with, where they wear different colors. They don't wear, your plain reds or your whites. They wear different colors, and so that's also another piece of what's giving me the colors. The subtitle of this show is Faces That Speak Life. That's real critical. Faces that speak life. Each one of these pieces is a life source and a life energy that's being put on display for people that are looking at them. I always say in terms of my art, it's not important that I draw them. It's important what you get out of what I draw. I don't try to just draw it because you like it. People wanted me to do prints. I didn't do prints. People asked me to do different people, but the people that I choose are people that make a difference in the lives of people in the world. So the human landscape idea was, again, as I say, the lines represent your emotions, it represents your ideas, and it represents your journey as a human being. And that's why you get the different pieces and the different looks. And as you notice, I try not to do one look that looks alike another look. And that's what's the most important part of this show.